What's the most disrespectful thing a guest ever did in your home? Relatives stayed at our house during the holidays and went through our bedroom and drawers. When my wife got home, she asked why she had so much makeup if she rarely uses it, then went on to ask if she could keep some of the items she had found. The lion, the witch, and the audacity of that bitch. Had an in-law who constantly had her hand out. While at work, she routinely went through every single thing. Finally, I started leaving post-it notes asking, "Name, hey, why are you looking in this drawer?" It stopped. My ex's sister stayed over, and for some reason I came back to find all of our laundry rifled through and thrown all over the floor, taken out of baskets, some of my clothes worn on mail taken out of my wardrobe, and her dirty laundry on the floor mixed in with ours including shoes after she went home. I actually left to go to my parents' house because of so many similar incidents, including getting back at midnight to find the back door left wide open that I couldn't deal with the stress. He ended up breaking up because of it since I would get frustrated, making it clear I wasn't blaming my ex, but that she needed to stop allowing her family cause chaos, but she couldn't and said she didn't want to fall out with everyone. Sorry, just to add, my theory was looking for money in the clothes for drugs. She had suspicious bills she asked my ex to pay before, and also that night I had cash stolen from the kitchen. One of our only rules for people staying over was not to bring anyone back to the house, and my ex's sister also did that, so I have no idea who actually caused the chaos. And there are many more stories. This happened over a 12-month period until I just had enough. This reminds me of my aunt in the 90s. She was staying over with her toddlers at the time, and my mom mentioned she had a playpen somewhere in the house. Aunt went and grabbed it from the closet, the locked closet in our office with all of my parents' financial information. WTF lol. My aunt is definitely undiagnosed autistic, one of those old ladies who has always just been weird, but nowadays it's very clear that she's on the spectrum. First thing she did when she went to my sister's first apartment, and my first apartment, was start opening cabinets and drawers. And this wasn't like, "Oh, nice empty place that we're helping you move into. Let's check out the storage." This was like, "You've lived here for almost a year. Let me snoop on all your shit." When my mom explained to her that it was rude and invasion of privacy, she was dumbfounded and didn't see the issue. As a kid, I loved putting model cars together and had a good collection by the time I was 12. Many were unique, as I often used parts from various models for a build. Mom's side of the family came over for Thanksgiving, and all my younger cousins played in my room and destroyed everyone. That was over 50 years ago, and I'm still salty. Now's the perfect time to go to their homes and destroy things they love. I'm 15 years older than my brother, and my grandfather gave me a Hess truck every year for Christmas. I kept them all pressed in the boxes with the original batteries taken out, and only put them in rarely to show off that even the ones from the 80s still worked. I was about 16 or 17 and came home one day, and my baby brother had like 10 of them in the tub with him. I flipped. My mom and stepdad both told me I was overreacting and that they were toys to be played with, and I never played with them anyways and was too old. It's been almost 30 years and I'm still salty. I acknowledge you still being salty. They deserve it. Stay salty. I was given the Lego pirate ship for a 10th birthday present. I assembled it all by myself. I loved it and was very careful when I played with it. My younger brother kept bugging me to play with it, but I always refused to let him. I knew he would break it immediately if he got his hands on it. Eventually, my mom told me I had to let him play with it and he wouldn't break it. Within 5 minutes, it fell on the floor and a bunch of the pieces fell down a vent. I was so pissed. Something similar happened to a cousin of mine, thanks to some other cousins. Like you, I had a passion for models too. Luckily, my mom had the foresight to have a very firm word with my aunt when she and her kids visited us, that under no circumstances was anyone going in my room, and if any of her kids broke any of my stuff, she'd be paying. Invited the whole gaggle of in-laws to check out our new house. We'd spent weeks reflooring, painting, recarpeting. I made lasagna, salad with homemade dressing, and a fabulous strawberry cake from scratch. Husband's 21-year-old niece insisted on taking her plate to the den to watch Game of Thrones because she simply had to see it as soon as it was released. Rude, but I got a tray for her and set it up, then went to eat with everyone else. When we finished, we all went into the den, and she dropped a giant glop of lasagna on the floor and apparently stepped in it at some point because it was ground into the brand new carpet. She'd also dropped salad onto the couch and it left an oily stain. The worst thing though was that instead of telling us, trying to clean it up, or literally anything a normal human would do, she just placed a paper towel over it and left it there without saying a word. Her mom, my sister-in-law, just kind of laughed and made a joke about how now the house had been broken in. There have been no family gatherings at our house with the entire group of in-laws since then. This one made me mad just reading it. Lack of respect for you and your things. How can a 21-year-old be that inept? Really speaks to the quality of your sister-in-law's parenting. That's disgusting on multiple levels. I'd be tempted to send her the cleaning bill. He had just gotten a new couch and had a friend over with her kids. One of her kids had a permanent marker and drew on the back of our new couch. The friend laughed and said, "Oh, you know how it is, you have kids too. My kids have never drawn on furniture before." One kid used a crayon on the wall, but it was also on our wall, not someone else's. Wait until she's 35 and still doing stuff like this. It's not cute. It's not some quirky breaking in the house moment. It's just plain rude and disrespectful. I deal with this in my own family. I have someone who leaves food on the couch, makes messes, and then genuinely can't understand why their place looks disgusting. Like, we're talking the kind of mess that would shock even the most seasoned hoarding show viewers. At a certain point, it's not funny or harmless. It's a lack of basic respect for other people's space. That's exactly why, as of this year, they're no longer welcome in my home. Boundaries aren't mean, they're necessary. But my indoor-only cat outside on purpose because she personally believed cats were demonic. She ended up outside on purpose as soon as I found out. The cat thankfully had the good sense to wait right by the door and was just fine. ETA, thank you for the award, and also the cat in question. I can just picture your poor bewildered cat sitting right by the door like, excuse me. Had a coworker who I barely knew stop by because she left something at work, and she contacted me asking to bring it home with me because I live close to her. She knocked on the door, saw my indoor-only senior cat, and said, "Oh, he deserves fresh air." I said, "Oh no, he's indoor only, he's fine, please close door." She literally left door open and nudged him out of my house. I ran outside, grabbed him, and told her to get the fuck out. She told people at work I abused my cat by keeping them in prison. I worked with the most bizarre lady ever at my old job. She was very religious and about 25 years older than me. For whatever reason, she decided to fixate on me and began stalking, harassing me. At one point, I mentioned to another co-worker that my husband and I took in a family of cats after he found them in his workshop. She proceeded to interject how they were demonic, and that she would lock them up and starve them if she ever saw them. She was one of the worst people I've ever met, and I am thankful she can't follow me or find out where I am anymore. Working with her was probably one of the most stressful things I've ever been through. I've had cats my entire life, and this makes my blood boil. If someone did this to my younger cat I have now, I'd probably never see him again because he's anxious and never been outside where I live. Pets aren't just animals. Like, imagine leaving an anxious 6-year-old at a random McDonald's on the way to school. Kids are sometimes annoying, but humans are good navigators, right? Face. I'm glad your kitty was okay. I had a pet sitter a while back who was very good, and we used her for years, except for the 1 week she was. Been on vacation 700 miles from home and got a call in the first 24 hours that both of our cats got out. These cats were not runners and had no ambition to be anywhere but a chair or the food bowl. I held my cool and I called my mom to go to my house with her man friend, waited until they were parked at the house and then called the pet sitter back, lost it on her, and fired her in the spot. Fortunately, my mom found both cats hiding in the garage within an hour. Pissed asterisk everywhere in our bathroom, left it, and said nothing. Husband's friend brought his car to our house so my husband could fix something. I came home, said hello to both, and went in the house. Put away groceries and went to use the bathroom only to step and piss. It was like he dropped his pants and danced around the bathroom pissing. It was on the floor, the wall, top and bottom of the lid, top and bottom of the seat, all over the bowl both inside and out. Like, what the fuck? Asked my husband to come inside and showed him the bathroom. Told him his friend either cleaned it up immediately or I was shattering his windshield. I wasn't serious, lol. Husband dragged his friend in and asked what the fuck before shoving a mop and cleaner into his hands. Watched the guy as he cleaned the bathroom before finishing his car and sending him on his way. I told my husband if he ever did work on that twat's car again, he wasn't coming in the house. Husband agreed. We didn't get an explanation. The guy said he didn't know what happened and wouldn't give any further details. If you read the fast food or server subs, this seems to be a legitimate fetish. The amount of people who just piss all over entire public restrooms is larger than you'd think. Subjecting others to their piss kink is nasty AF, but it seems to be part of the appeal. I wonder if it was some kind of fetish thing. I've seen security videos of men deliberately pissing in indoor public places, and what other reason would they have to do that other than they get off on it for some reason? I hope your husband ended his friendship with that disrespectful dipshit. We wonder why German moms train their male children to pee sitting down. I learned this lesson when I lived on my own, and mommy wasn't around to clean up my stinking pit of a bathroom. Guess what? No more pee stink. Person that was my friend for upwards of 15 years kicked my absolute angel of a dog because they didn't like dogs. My dog didn't do anything. Didn't bark, didn't jump, literally didn't do anything except exist. The person just kicked my dog. I never spoke to them again. Now that's hands thrown territory. It was they have passed since super protective of my dogs, and I almost got into serious legal issues because some fucking kid tried to kick my 16-year-old poodle. I grabbed the fucker by his hair and tossed him. I wasn't trying to actually hurt him. I just treated the feral bastard like I would another dog running up on autopilot. Mama bitch was not amused and called the cops. I had to explain all this to the cops, even as mama bitch tried to say my half-blind, ancient, mostly toothless, ferocious poodle tried to maul her son, and then I attacked him. As this is going on, my dog, leashed, found a semi-shady spot and laid down with her snoot on my foot, even as the crazy lady was yelling. The look on the cop's face was when I knew I'd be okay. How does one continue a conversation after they kicked your dog? Ike, man, that's very uncomfortable. I'd have them leave immediately. Good for you for never speaking to them again, because why kick an animal that doesn't harm them? I could understand if the dog did something to them, but no, fuck that. That says everything about their character in that moment. Straight to jail. Your daughter, she come to my house and she kicked my dog. My youngest daughter died when she was 2. My now ex-husband's coworkers had collected money to help cover the funeral costs. The envelope was still laying on the mantel in our living room when my immediate family came over to visit. Brothers, sister, CLS, nephews, and my mom. One of them stole $1,400. I have my suspicions which one it was, but there was never going to be a way to prove that it happened, much less who did it. I didn't have the mental bandwidth to confront anyone. I was barely functional. Shitty thing to do to anyone at any time, but under those circumstances, I considered myself very close to my family, but one of those emfers is the vilest person I know, and I don't even know which one. The most likely culprit died a few months later, and drug abuse was involved. That's fucked, yo. Sorry for your loss, that had to be terrible. And then the assholes add insult to injury. Not my house, but when my grandma died, her wake was held at my uncle's, her son's house. Somebody decided to go into their bedroom and not only stole money from a family member's purse, but a ring my aunt had chosen from my grandma's belongings. Left their kid. Happened to my mom. I had invited another girl over after school. Her mom agreed with my mom to pick her up at 4, as we had to go to swimming class. Her mom finally came to get her at 8. This happened to me. It was summer. I was outside with my kids because the eclipse was going on. My cousin came to visit with her 4 kids. No big deal. Except she left without a word after the eclipse. 3 hours later, she arrived to get her kids. No explanation of where she was. No thank you. Had an unofficial third daughter for years back when I was married. Both of her parents, they were divorced, would drop her off, sometimes with a suitcase, and we wouldn't hear from them for days. Stays of a week or 2, sometimes even 3, were not uncommon. It got to a point where while shopping for a new home, we were seriously considering houses with additional bedrooms for her to stay in. This just happened to my friend. Had a little girl sleepover with her daughter, and she just couldn't get a hold of the mom to ask questions about the girl's medicine. Couldn't get a hold of her until late the next evening. The mom said she was far and it would take hours to come get her, and had the nerve to ask if she would just keep her another night and let her borrow clothes. My friend said she had a half hour to come get her before she called the cops CPS. She got there in 20 minutes. ETA, the posts below reminded me to add the kid was also misbehaving that whole time, throwing fits, being needy, pushing around her daughter, and messing up the walls and causing other messes. There was a dad on my son's baseball team last year that asked the coach a day before the game to give his kid a ride to a game because he couldn't make it. He couldn't make it because he ended up going to Vegas with his girlfriend for a 3-day weekend and just left his kid with the coach. The kid didn't even have a house key to get into his house to get a change of clothes. That's so awful for that poor kid. I can't wait to pick my baby up when she's somewhere else. Can't imagine not wanting to have her with me. Thank you very much for watching. Put likes, write comments, and wait for new videos on the channel.